Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to interview Tarek. So Tarek, welcome.
Hi, my name is Tarek, and I'm an INTJ jumper. Ni-Fi, sleep, consume, play, blast, masculine, feminine.
All right. So good to have you, Tarek. You are very similar type to my girlfriend, except she's double.
Yeah, I know. She's double feminine.
Yeah. So what did you think and how did you feel when you got your typing results back?
When I got, let me take you through a consume story.
Okay.
So I was playing bowling with my friends, and the type wasn't supposed to come in until later that night, but then I just checked my phone and I saw it. So I was shocked, and then this type really surprised me. So I just put my phone back in my pocket and I continued playing. It was my turn to play next. So I'm like shocked and I'm holding the ball and I'm throwing. I'm like, so I started processing at that time. So it was disturbing and it was like a nice feeling. And also it was mixed feelings because originally I had thought that I was INTP, right? And then a couple of the community members, they typed me. They mostly agreed on ESTP. Like I saw a lot of typings, like I had like 15 people or something, and most of them were ESTP. Only 2 were the INTJ jumper out of the all people. So that's why it was shocking. Like I didn't see that coming, man. Like it helps for me when I see something coming. So that was a total shock. That's my memory of it.
Okay. So before I ask you the other questions, I want to ask you first, how did you get in personality and, objective personality version of Myers-Briggs?
I before like 1 year or something, I took the 16 personalities test, and I got a certain type, and then I started looking into it, and then I told my sisters and my family about it, and some of them took it. So that's where I started to get excited about it. Before that, I knew it, like when I was doing university, maybe in 3rd year or something, we had some class about these things, so I studied about it. And even before that, when I was in like 10 years ago, I was into an old personality system. It was kind of like the 4 temperaments, if you know them, the choleric and these things, choleric, phlegmatic, these things. So I was into them. And so after I got my type this time, like I did 16 personalities, I got INFP. Then my what is it called? My thinking and feeling, it was 50-50, right? Like 51-49 or something percentage. So I was like, let me take it one more time. So I took it one more time. I got INTP, because if you switch just that thing, you'll still get the introverted everything. So you get INTP. So that was stuck in my head for the long time, even after I got into objective personality. The way I got into objective personality is I was watching all of these personality videos on YouTube, and then I saw this couple, and I hated them at first, man. I was like, they're crazy. Like, why are they talking like that and stuff like that? But then I got hooked, and then the main thing that got me hooked is the objectivity idea. The way they started saying, like, you have to have multiple people, arrive at the same result. So
yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, because a lot of other typing system, there's no objectivity, right? So it's just like an opinion. Here, they're actually tracking, which is great. I think the first thing I noticed when you were telling me your consume story, actually it wasn't your consume story, it was your lead sleep. Like, you kept sleep processing, even though you've already sleep processed probably all day. Like, you're still sleep processing, like you won't stop. So I'm like, dude.
So right now I was sleep processing.
Yeah, when you're telling me your story, you were sleep processing too. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. You just can't stop it with that savior. can't stop sleep processing.
Oh my God, I didn't notice that, man. I thought that was just a consume.
Yeah, like like you go in your head, like I'm like, what the hell? You're sleep processing in the middle of your little talk there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can't even hide it. It's like sleep processing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're referring to right now, right?
Sorry?
You are referring just in this moment when I was talking, right? I was
Yeah,
still
when you were
processing.
when I asked you,
Oh,
you know, what did you feel? How did you think about your type? And then you were you started sleep
yeah.
processing before you start
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
And okay, so so you're an INTJ, so you're pretty close. You're kind of, because INTJ is kind of like jumper. It's like a mix of, it's like kind of like an
INFP?
INFP. Yeah, it's very INFP-ish, except that
Yeah.
a lot of people that I thought were my friends in my everyday life, I thought they were INFP at first, but then now when I know about OPS, I think they're all INTJ jumpers actually. Not,
Yeah,
because they don't have people problems. So it's like that's like the biggest difference, right? You can balance with people.
definitely. And when I got that 16 personality thing, it is actually accurate now. Why? I got like introverted. I'm still introverted. In my case, it's working. And I got feeling. I'm still a feeler.
Yeah.
I got what is it called? Intuitive. I still intuitive.
Right.
And I got perceiver. So kind of the middle.
So only the perceiver is different, because then
I'm still a perceiver because in the I was into the classic MBTI thingy, and in that classic thingy, you have the judges and the perceivers, and the classic INTJ is judger because they have the TE is supposed to be like something like I don't know, like rigid or stiff, but then the all the people with the openness, like the consume and these things, they are perceivers, something like that. So maybe yeah, maybe I got the P because of my consume. Maybe that's related to blast or something.
Okay. That's a good point. That's a good some good points there. I mean, you could argue that NI is the judging one, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
No, but when I was reading about it, they always combined it because there was not this idea that you could have jumpers. You could have only NI with TE or SI with TE. That's it.
Right.
You couldn't have your case NE with TE before, like.
No, you're right. Yeah, the jumper does make a big difference. So yeah, you can't be type in the old system. Impossible.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So I want to go over your parts. Let's go over your sleep, since you've already been abusing it since the start of the interview. So your sleep is NIFI, NF sleep. Can you share a little bit about your experience with NF sleep?
Mainly the main idea is actually like, it is as simple as it sounds, like actually projecting the future for the self feelings. So that's what I'm doing all day, man. I realized it after I got my type. I didn't see it. I'm very bad in self-awareness, by the way. So I didn't see it until I got type. I was like, damn, that's what I'm actually doing all day. I'm projecting myself into the future, and where I look if I cool, or I'm doing if I cool stuff, or I'm like on the top of something, So
Right.
that's like as simple as it is, and that's as accurate as it can be.
What about the NF side of things? Like the big pictures, maybe spirituality, maybe what is your purpose, your meaning in life? Like how do you see that NF side? Because that's your first one. So obviously you're going to be very focused on that to some extent.
Spirituality and NF.
Well, NF is, like,
and big picture.
What's the point? Like, what is your purpose in life, or your mission in life?
Yeah, I was always putting time into like figuring out this thing for myself. So I like came up with something for myself, but just to get the big picture thing out of the way. For a long time, I'm always thinking about the big picture things, like like the whole world, all these things. Like I'm always thinking in like the big thing is connected, yeah. So like what's happening in different countries, the universe, all of these things together. So that's the intuition side of thing. And the thing you mentioned about spirituality, yeah, I am actually very spiritual. Like around like 7 years ago or 8 years ago, I started getting more spiritual and in touch with my religion side, and I became religious and stuff like that. And I started watching a lot of religious videos about my religion and reading into these things and trying to find the purpose for myself. So I forgot what I wanted to say. Yeah, like I got really hooked to these things. Like much of my time is actually into religious things, like watching these religious things. And one more thing, the NF. Yeah, my purpose. I didn't determine a purpose, but then like 3 years ago or something, after I graduated my university, I was left with the question like, what do I do? What's my purpose in life? Obviously, as a sleep first NF guy, I'm gonna think that. So I started saying like, maybe I will volunteer, like do something meaningful for the whole world. That's what I think. And so I started thinking of becoming like volunteering in wars, because like I'm from Syria, so I'm most of the time I'm thinking about wars too. So I was like, maybe I should volunteer and help the victims in the wars and these things. And then I started thinking about like my purpose. Then I started thinking about like becoming, like traveling to Africa and some stuff like that, like to help serve or something. And what else did I do? Like these are the things that I thought about. So you see, I'm projecting about myself, like what's my purpose? So I'm putting a lot of thought into these things as a sleep first NF.
Yeah, it sounds like you did. I mean, it's super obvious. Like you really thought it out, you know. Like that's definitely NF sleep. Like, you know, you're not BSing or anything.
Yeah,
That's cool. How old are you, by the way?
I am 26. And by the way, one comment, the bad thing about the NF sleep, see, I'm evaluating bad and good. The bad thing about NF sleep is just you are dreaming all day. That's what I'm doing, man. I'm daydreaming constantly, and
Yeah.
you're not doing anything in real life.
Yeah.
TESE, nothing in real life, no. So that's a big problem, and everyone around you can notice it. They can see my gap.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm dating one, so I know I know what your life looks like. Yeah, I can see that not doing anything part for sure.
Oh my
Big
God.
ideas, no action.
Yeah. That's our shortage.
So you need to find a girlfriend or someone that's similar type as me. Otherwise you won't get shit.
Man, I'm already married, but
you're
she's
married
since 2 years actually, and I have a daughter. She's 1 year old.
Oh wow! Well, you guys start early.
Yeah.
What type is your wife? Did you get her type?
So maybe like I found my purpose and I got married early or something. But anyways, I got that out of the way, you know. So it's good to like finish the dating side. So now I'm left with the accomplishing other stuff.
You're such an INTJ. It's like that's what all the INTJs say that. Oh, I got married. I got that out of the way. Like it's like you're not the only INTJ that said that. Like Dave did that too, right? When he was young, he got married super young too to like this INFP woman before Shan, right? And then that other INTJ I interviewed, what's her name? Lijo,
yeah.
Yeah, she also got married early. So got it out of the way also. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this like INTJ thing? Like, let's get this thing out of the way. Like, it's
oh my God, we are so similar, man. This is like, I thought I was so special.
You guys are all, you guys are all doing the same shit. Like all you INTJs are doing.
Man, it all comes back.
Sorry. Yeah.
What you were saying? Go ahead.
No, I mean, even though you're a jumper, you're still doing the same thing as like some of the standards. Like this, there's the similar process is still there.
Actually, I can attribute it to something. But what I wanted to say is that I forgot what I want to say. But anyways, what you just said, we get it out of the way. Like if they have that sleep thing, probably that's why. Because maybe you're prioritizing for yourself, like FI, so you get that done. Maybe that's why. And
Lijo is demon sleep. She still did it. So
she's demon sleep.
So it's I think it's just an INTJ thing. You know, like there's another INTJ I interviewed. He's sleep last, and you know he got married pretty young too. So it's not like it's not like a sleep thing. It's like an INTJ thing. You know,
and it's definitely probably an IJ thing that you are like what they call it, the organizer or something. So they're not afraid of commitment or something, and maybe they like certainty. Yeah, right. They seek certainty. So probably once they find they're certain, they get it done or something.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. I have a coworker at work. She's an INTJ. She's always complaining like, oh, I don't know if my boyfriend's gonna commit to me, and then like I don't know, like it's like, and then like there's two INTJ coworkers and they have the same problem. different
Oh my
animals,
God.
and it's like commitment. They want to feel like it's certain, like if you get married, it's locked in, it's certain, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was seeking for a long time. I wanted the commitment. Like that's how I see myself as a committed person. I see it as my quality, what I provide for the marriage or the relationship or something.
Right.
And just one more thing I wanted to mention. I forgot. Anyways, I forgot.
We'll talk about your sensory later on, because it's still fourth, even though it's masculine, it's still bad, right? So because it's still
Yeah.
fourth.
Yeah. I had the point, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah, well, you're last, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Super
And
obvious.
you asked me about my oh yeah, I remember now. So I want to tell it, if someone is watching this interview, like what I felt, it was just that I wanted to get married. I didn't have a person in mind. So then I started, because in my religion, it's like sexual relationship is prohibited. I'm a religious person, right?
You're Muslim,
So
right?
I had to get married, to be able to practice sexual relationships.
Right.
So that's one of the things. And I was and I wanted to get children, of course. So the thing is, I didn't care like who the person is. I was just like looking, seeing the potential people, and then started getting into a relationship and got married like that. That's how it started.
I see. Okay, I see. I heard people
And
in Dubai break that rule all the time, though. They do it in secret or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, no, there's no rule actually, but it's just like sleep, right? So self rules. So I have this
Okay.
rule for myself.
Oh, I see.
But no, in this country you can do it. We have a lot of like friends. They actually like girlfriend and boyfriend. They don't have to get married or anything.
Oh, okay.
And
so it's a self rule.
But yeah, self rule. See, it's self rules on self. FI. And you asked me about my wife's type. Like I'm not expert in this yet, but I thought that she's an ESFJ standard. So that's what I think for now. That's what I can see for now. But I don't know if that's sure. Just to be safe, like Dev said, like that's as sure as I can be for now.
Better get her type then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're in the UAE, so that's like the most like open of all the Muslim countries, right? They have the most open. They're not super strict there, from what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
most of the other countries also, like Bahrain, I think Kuwait too. I heard like the people are living freely in these countries too. Yeah.
All right. Let's go over your next animal. SEFI. Double activated, double masculine, SF consume. So you're going to be abusing this a lot. Can you share this a little bit about you using your double activated, double masculine SF consume? And on top of that, SF is also, in my opinion, the triggering animal for INTJs, and SE is your triggering function. So you're using your triggering function all day, so you could look stressed out or triggered all day, possibly. So can you share a little bit about that? I know there's a lot of parts here. So let's talk about the double masculine, double activate SF sleep first.
Okay, the first about the SF sleep, the SF consume, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, SF consume, yes, sorry.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm abusing it all day. Like before that, my original type, I was 100% sure that I'm consume first. That's why I was like either ESTP or INTP or something. So all day I'm just sitting consuming stuff, man, like videos over the internet. Like I've seen everything mostly, and like Dave and Chan videos, like I've seen most of them. So that's what I'm doing most of the day. Like I'm just consuming. This time now, I started to read books more. Like before I wasn't reading books. So now, yes, I start to get bored of these things. And it's actually double masculine. So yeah, when I'm in my space, when I'm actually consuming stuff, I don't like anyone to interrupt me. I like to just like, even I'm sitting in the couch in the living room, I'm just like on my phone. Like I would appreciate it if people just leave me alone and I'm just watching my videos, watching my stuff. And it's double masculine and double activated. So yeah, I'm doing it most of the time. And before getting typed, I watched like most of the videos for like 3 months or 4 months. And it's SF. So I have no problem. Like I'm not gonna say that necessarily all my consume is in the SF realm, but I have no problem watching the SF stuff. Like once any like stupid video, like
Yeah.
foolish video, anything like that, TikTok thingy
Yeah.
comes, I will watch it. I have no problem. But
Yeah.
I don't have account in TikTok. I removed my Snapchat account. I removed my Instagram accounts. These are all SF stuff. Like on Instagram, you're just checking. I removed all these accounts. I still have the YouTube, but even in the YouTube, I have no problem seeing the SF stuff. But also, I have a side to my consume that I watch like some theories stuff, some deep stuff, you know, some science stuff, like the way they talk about these things. And maybe that's because of my sleep, like it's in my box or something. So if mostly I'm consuming stuff in my box, that's what I noticed. I don't usually consume stuff outside of my box. I do, but to a lesser extent.
Right. Right. I've seen that with the sleep consumes. It's weird. You only you consume a lot, but within the box. It's weird. Like,
yeah, we have an ability to watch some stuff outside the box when someone shows it to us. Maybe that's the play actually. But most of the time when I'm alone, I'm just like, if I'm gonna load up my browser and start searching something, it's gonna be something within this small NI box. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You need your EP friend to introduce it to you. Otherwise you won't watch it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. What about the triggering part? So you have extrovert sensing in the bottom and it's double activated. So can you talk about feeling triggered by like gathering like new sensory? You know, like when new sensory come in, do you feel like you're triggered by it? Like let's say you hear about the news, you're like, oh my God, world's gonna end, you know, like whatever. Like how do you feel?
Yeah. When something new comes in, I don't like, I take a moment to process it, but I don't get like too panicky. But triggering, I noticed, I don't know a lot of INTJs, but I noticed that he keeps complaining a lot about these things, and I don't have that much. I think because it's like double activated, or like because it's a savior animal consume. Maybe I have like normal, like in some sense I can do some stuff in a savior state, at least some SE, some kind of SE. And the new stuff, like I have a triggering when we change the environment. That's like the actual thing I'm sure of. When someone changes something, like if someone's gonna touch my computer or my stuff and change them up, that's chaos in the sensory, so that triggers me. And sometimes if we're moving houses, that's like the worst feeling in the world for me. When we moved the house, we moved it like 3 months ago or 4 months ago. This was so bad. But other than that, like I feel I'm much more calmer. Like I'm not like Dave every day, like having problems with my computer, with my printer. No, I'm very calm with the printer. I'm very calm with my computer, with a lot of stuff. That's why I thought I was a decider first, but then I was.
Okay, hopefully you're not talking. Like after we finish the interview, you're like, "Why this stupid laptop?" You know.
No, man, I'm calm with these electronics things.
Yeah.
But sometimes I panic with the, you know, with what? With the software stuff. Softwares, like they kill me. Like, man, they're so triggering. When I'm like doing an application, like to get a license or to get something,
Right.
like electricity account, these things, they drive me crazy. But yeah.
I see a different kind of sensory from Dave's, but still sensory, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now looking at it, yeah, maybe I'm still the same thing. Maybe it's not helping at all having consumed.
It looks like it's helping, but
I'm still a glass lizard. I'm
yeah.
a glass lizard.
Yeah, you are, but it still triggers you because it's still the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your. Well, I'm kind of the same as you. I have blast second. That's my triggering animal technically, because it's the opposite of an EP, right? Blasting. So, yeah, I get triggered using that stupid blast. I hate it, but I feel responsible to use it, so I have to use it, even though it triggers me. But anyways, let's talk about your play next. So your play is ST, SETE. Can you share how you personally experienced that SETE play?
I thought of it before as a general thing. Like I have that play energy. I'm definitely like not a playlist. I saw the contrast with playlist people. They're infodomes. They're kind of serious. Maybe it's the infodome thing. Maybe it's the playlist. But I noticed the difference between me and them. It kind of like drops down with them. But for me, I just saw it like generally. Okay, sometimes I'm just like a little playful, you know. It's third, but it's present. So if I'm introduced to someone, I'll try to like do this like back and forth, try to get to know them, try to talk to them, something like that. Recently, I haven't met my wife's family before, but recently I met them for like 1 month. So I was able to get to know them, and it was fine for me. Like maybe it was the play energy. I think I was conversing with them and taking like like talking with them naturally. And recently, I saw an interview with you and another INTJ jumper, but it's not your girlfriend. The other one, I forgot what's her name, Alice or something. And you mentioned something like about the like ST sleep, like maybe throwing things around. I have some of that thing, and maybe like playing with the words or something like that, playing with the sensory words. Sometimes I see like with my family, they say some word, and I start to play with them. Like I start changing the words, like or like tell them this word is not accurate, like something like that. Like if they say something in a sensory way that's not accurate, I would use the T to tell them the accurate version and use the S to like focus on the sensory. That's what I think.
Did you watch the interview with Farah, the other Muslim?
Farah, I watched only the first 10 minutes. I was busy, but
Okay.
I watched some of it.
Yeah,
She's double feminine.
Yeah, she's the same type as my girlfriend. She's also Muslim, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's living in Canada, I think.
Yeah, she is. But the big difference, masculine NI is big difference from feminine NI. You have feminine NI, so it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I want to cover your last animal because your last animal is the most interesting one. Your last animal is double feminine NT blast. My first question for you is, do you have trouble figuring things out because your NT is fourth and it's last and it's double feminine?
Yeah, I have a big trouble and problem with figuring things out. Like it's hard for me sometimes, and many times I just like run away and ask for help.
Yeah.
And if it's like, yeah, figuring things out is hard. But the blast side of it, the teaching part or preaching part, it's very double feminine. Yeah, it's like not shovey, not pushy. I feel that I don't have that, assertiveness with the blasting.
Do you have trouble getting started to teach people because it's fourth?
Yeah.
In an organized way.
I have trouble, man, getting started on everything, not just teaching people. Like just dropping the consume and starting to produce. That's like a very big problem of my life, man. Like that's like my life defining problem. Like I'm always jumping from consume to consume, never finishing anything like all the way through, and many times like I have an ideas to produce and I never actually get them done or produce them. So there's a big gap there with the blast.
Is that why you didn't go to Egypt? That's why you stayed there?
No, the Egypt thingy, I got accepted, but there's some security approval things because I'm Syrian. So there's like the other people, they got accepted directly, like from Jordan, Iraq, these things. But Syrians, they need to do some, like research about you, some like that, your like records and stuff like that.
Oh, you're trying to work there in Egypt? You're trying to get a job there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like my dad helped me a lot with this blast. My father, he's always pushing me to go to Egypt. Like it's good for me, for my career. So he's helping me and blasting for me. I think he's a blaster. And also like controlling the people. Sometimes it's hard. I can control myself, but it's hard to control the other people sometimes, or like force them, especially that is double feminine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also NITE, so you're teaching people categories, or concepts that you've organized. So I guess that part is difficult for you.
Yeah, and one more thing, I will come back to this point. And I noticed that I struggle with talking. Like many times I'm supposed to talk in a situation. I didn't notice it before, but now I'm noticing it with the personality stuff.
Yeah,
I'm leaving a gap. I'm leaving a void actually. And sometimes I find that there's like resistance. Like I know I should talk, but I don't want to talk. Then the program in my head takes over. So like I end up just shutting up and not saying anything. And one more thing, the one that you just said now, what did you say? Oh yeah, teaching categories. I noticed that that's what I'm teaching actually. Many times it comes out at night, like around like 12 o'clock in the night or like 11, and I get my wife and I control her. I start to teach her theories and logic, so that's probably NNT.
While she's trying to sleep, it's like, go to
Yeah.
sleep. What are you doing? I'm teaching you to
And yeah, her energy is probably finished at the night, and then I start to spike up. Like Dev said, man, this actually has happening with me.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's annoying.
But I think she's according to me, I don't know if this is actually true. I think she's consume third or last. So probably she wants to start using that consume towards the end.
Oh,
So
I
maybe
see.
she listens to me. That's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. If she is consumed demon.
And it's supposed to be NT consume if she's an ESFJ. That should work for me. Like my NT blast should go right to that NT consume.
Yeah.
If it's
true. If she is, yeah, we don't know what type she is. So
yeah.
Okay. So with your blast, because it is your first and second function, your NINTE, do you notice though that when you do get started, it's okay? Like you can.
Yeah.
But what getting started is hard.
It is okay. I feel there's like some kind of maturity in my blast, but I still feel that it's whooshy. And it doesn't help that I'm a consume savior with the double feminine blast. So the feminine things, it takes it like this way, and then the consume starts to want to insert some details and take a ride. So it gets screwed up. That's the thing.
I want to ask you about your info and energy dom. So you're energy dom and you're not info dom. So let's start with the energy dominant. So I guess you're very goofy then in person and you just want to have fun, exchange energy and stuff. And, can you get that bit?
Yeah, man. I'm very goofy. Like even in the house, I'm the most like crazy one because they are all my circle. So I'm very goofy with everyone. And sometimes I get irritated by my goofiness. And sometimes it's a serious situation and I end up doing the goofy stuff, like not actually respecting the information or stuff like that. Right. I start to play around and make fun, like if someone's saying something serious, I start to take the words and twist it and do some stuff. And also I noticed being energy dominant, like today I went with my wife, we went out, and for the whole 15-20 minutes we went to the sea and stuff. And I didn't say anything. I just said one word or something. And so that's how I knew, like, I'm an energy dominant with blast last. Like, I didn't say anything. And you wanna know what did I type myself?
What?
My final type for myself, it was TINE.
Yeah.
Info dominant. Consume. Play blast. Sleep blast.
Sleep blast. Oh, that's funny.
Double feminine.
Yeah.
So man, it's the true opposite of myself. Like.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not info dominant. That means you ruin conversations. Can you talk about how you ruin conversations by not having that balance of blasting and consuming, when you're talking, like not having that flow of information?
I don't ruin them as much. I wanted to say something now. What no, it's just that sometimes I interrupt too much. Maybe that's the energy dominant thing. I interrupt and like some people get triggered. Like my dad gets triggered so much. I don't let him finish many times. Maybe that's I don't respect the info, but I don't go for around. I don't do that. When some conversation is going on and it's serious, like I don't go for around. Sometimes with my wife, I go for around a lot. Like she's trying to say something, say a story, and I start like taking the words and taking the thing and goof around with it or like make jokes. But she's actually dead serious and like she's speaking about that. And other than that, it's just that the lack of having conversations maybe. And when I'm in a conversation, I end up like maybe overusing the consume and just like not saying anything back. Like
from my experience talking to people who are your type, how you guys ruin conversation is when it's your turn to talk, you talk in circles, and I'm like, get to the point. Come on, like what are you saying? Get to the point. I could have said what you said in one sentence, So
that's the unbalance of the consume and blast. we overconsume the story and we don't actually summarize it with the blast. But
Yeah.
you have that imbalance.
Yeah, I'm like, get to the point. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, like, so I'm like,
So the info dominants actually they are balanced with this thing. If they are consumed above the blast, they can like zip it
they can
and reach to
conclude.
the
Yeah,
conclusion.
no, they can
Oh, that's
conclude, no
nice.
problem. They'll do the consume story first before the blast, right? Before they conclude. But for me, I'll give you the point first, and then I'll use the consume to give you a supporting point, like bullet points. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like when I explain to people, they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, and the consume over blast, if they're info dominant, they can still do that, right? Even play last people can do that pretty good. You know,
and I noticed in my conversation with you, many points I'm not concluding. I'm just saying a consume story and then stopping.
Yeah, but it's okay because people watch this to see what your type looks like. So
yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't need you to be a good.
It's unprocessed.
Yeah, it's it's not concluded.
Yeah, and I still didn't grow or anything. So they're getting the raw experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. I want the raw experience. You know,
yeah.
like this is what a blast last person looks like. This is how.
And my type is rare, man. Like we have a lot of girls in my type, but some boys.
Yeah, I think a lot of double feminines for your type. Yeah.
And not most of them do interviews. I know one girl, she does an interview without a video, so we are pretty introverted and we are hiding from you and running away from you.
Oh, Alice
from Kendrick. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, she it's not like she because she's getting a job where she could get in trouble if they see her face, so it's not scared.
That's why
scared of chaos. So no, but it's not because she's hiding her face. She's hiding her she's trying to get this job. So different story.
But I noticed like my type, they don't appreciate these interviews or something. Like I didn't see many interviews. I saw like mainly Max and one other guy, like, but many other people in the type they don't like do these interviews.
The consume blast they do.
The consume blast they will talk. Yeah,
they want to blast. That's why.
Yeah, I was talking about my exact type, but yeah, the other people, the blasters.
Yeah, the blaster, they like the interview because they want to like blast, you know.
Yeah.
Like I interviewed Raja, I remember, and he just blasted the whole time. I'm like, that's fine, you know.
Oh, I watched that interview, double masculine consume.
For Raja.
Raja, the one from Indian origins, right?
I think so. Yeah, he's American, so he doesn't.
He's American.
Yeah. Blast play consume sleep.
He's a standard INTJ, right?
He's a crackhead INTJ. Blast play. So I think that the pure blood standard is blast sleep play consume.
Yeah.
So I have never interviewed a blast sleep play consume INTJ yet. I've never interviewed a pure blood like INTJ, not yet. Like the purest, you know, INTJ. I have never interviewed a pure.
There is one lady, you interviewed her or someone, I don't know. She's a teacher. I watched her interview. I don't know if she did it with you.
Oh, right. Never mind. You're right. Yeah, I did interview a pure blood INTJ then. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's not a teacher. It's Vivian. She's a blast sleep play consume. Yeah, you're right. I did.
No, but other than Vivian, there's another one.
Another one?
Kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I think she's a blast sleep, I think. But maybe she's a blast sleep consume. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to look now. I'm looking at because I'm info dominant. So, oh, Anissa, she's blast play though.
No, other than Anissa, there's like one with the kind of a bit of blonde hair.
Blonde hair. Blonde hair.
She looked sleepy to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's a blast play. Let me see.
A blonde. What? And I'm like
very short hair. I think very short hair, and she's blonde or something. Isn't it?
Rachel? Is it Rachel?
No.
Rachel's play last.
Maybe. Let me see the pictures. Oh, play last. So she's an info dominant.
Yeah, no, Rachel's play last. So it's not. I don't think it's her.
Anyways, never mind.
Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of guys, but they're all the same type as Dave, right? Like they're all like Dave's type. You know, sleep last.
Oh yeah, I found her. Rachel. Yeah, she's an info dominant. Yeah, I was referring to Rachel. Very short.
Yeah. But I've only interviewed one pure blood INTJ. That's Vivian. She's the blast sleep.
Man, you should consider Rachel as a pure blood INTJ. You know why? Because she's still an introverted standard INTJ.
Yeah, but she's info dom. She's play last.
So who said the INTJs are supposed to be goofy? Maybe they are infodumps.
Well, I'm saying the pure blood, the pure blood INTJ is consume last, because the consume is the triggering,
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, that's what you mean.
I think the pure blood people that has play last are IPs, because people is a problem, right? So play last, right? That's
Yeah.
like a problem. So
yeah, and the APs are supposed to be the blast last.
that's right. That's the pure blood.
I think
yeah. Go ahead.
I think my sister has that. I think she's an ENFP with blast last.
Yeah, there you go. She might be a pure blood ENFP. Yeah, but there's a lot of pure blood ENFPs. I've interviewed tons of those blast last ENFPs.
Because ENFPs in general are all over the place. They're everywhere, man.
Well, they're overrepresented, I think. It's because they're not hiding. They're not scared of chaos or people. Because I think the IJs who don't want to get interviewed, they're scared of the chaos that can come out of it. It's not that they're scared of the interview itself. They're scared of like what bad things can happen.
And we are not open or something, like we know that there'll be so much planning going behind it, but the AP will be like, let me just do it, like we'll figure it out, we'll do something about it, something like that.
But they did a stats in OPS, and the type that is the most type in OPS is ENFP. The second most type is INTJ. You're the second most common in OPS. Like there's so many INTJs that comes and get typed, and then I think the third is ESFP. So
I that's nice. You know what that tells me? All of these are observers, so everyone is going after the missing information or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're like, you're right. Yeah, and there's very little case. Like
I mean, they stick around.
Yeah, the ENFJ and ESFJ are the most rare. Like there's not many of those guys. Yeah, ENTJ is the most common EJ, I think.
Yeah, definitely. These things they attract certain types, but ENFPs, even the standard, I remember in the old MBTI, they were overrepresented when they do some studies or stuff. They're always the ENFPs they have high number. I don't know why.
Right, but in the old MBTI, a lot of those ENFPs and INTJs are actually ESFPs. So like in OPS, that's why there's so many ESFPs, because they thought they were an INTJ or ENFP, but they're not. They're actually an ESFP. And then like the ESFP, they hate their type for some reason. I don't know why they hate it. Like that's like one of the coolest personality type. But
yeah,
when they see the green bubble, the SE, they're like,
man. When I was getting my type, I had like I was so scared of being sensory and being a feeler. I was like, I wanted to be NT because I was.
You don't want to be an ESFP either. See?
No, but then you know what? Now, after some time, man, I worship these ESFPs and the ESTPs. Man, the SE is so crazy for me. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
like they're so naturally, especially after the last one I was typing, Jamie Foxx. Man, that guy, he like I love that type because of that guy. Like Jamie Foxx, he was like all over the place doing crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
just dancing, like just in a second he will do something crazy without any thought or without any planning.
So that's a nice thing. You respect that. You wish you can do that.
I respect that, man. Like they are so in the moment and natural. I don't know how to describe it, man. Just something that
maybe because it's authentic. Like maybe you're dancing inside your head, but you can't do it outside, like
yeah. And if I do it, I would be awkward, but the way they do it in a natural place, it's a savior state. Like they're so natural, man. Like even their bodies, their movements, that's what I respect about the SE.
Yeah,
they're just so in touch with their reality, something like that.
Oh, but I interviewed that INTJ from Israel. He's play last, and he dances a lot too. So and he doesn't care. He's play last.
What's his name? Which one is he? Is he like a jumper or no?
He's a jumper like you, yeah. Except he's play last. That's the only difference. It's play last.
Is it Vince? No, not Vince.
I'm looking at my list right now. Let's see, where is he? There, Asaf Fogelman. Asaf.
Oh,
he's play last. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember him. Yeah, Asaf. Yeah.
Yeah, during my interview, he said he dances a lot. He's always dancing. That's what he told me.
Wow.
So
I did watch his interview.
Maybe you can do it too, because this guy's play last and doing the dancing stuff all day. So there you go.
No, but man, like all respect to Asaf, but like it's not the story, it's the way I see them in the element. When I see them in the video,
yeah,
they're just different from. Give me an INTJ that's dancing, it's gonna be different. I guarantee. Like,
oh well, yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to do what the ESFPs are doing. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, man, they don't care about any like any consequences. You know, the NI is like last, no consequences. They just do something. You know?
I have a INTJ friend who's play last. I think he's blast, sleep, consume, play, and he dances, but in a controlled way. It's very controlled. So he's a professional dancer, but only like for events. Like he'll rehearse a lot, and then in that one moment he'll look like the SF cool guy, and then when he comes out, he's back to NT nerd. You know, like just you know. So it's controlled. You know.
I noticed my dancing is also controlled, and it's like very fragile and very immature. I dance like I have like 3 or 4 movements, and that's it. I do them repeatedly, and then when they start picking up on the pattern, I stop dancing. I'm like, let's change this song, change the subject, change something.
Yeah, you're done. Back to sleep.
Yeah. But this energy does come out. Like when they said in the when they talked about Tiger Woods, that it does come like, you know, like Tiger Woods becomes like crazy at night and start doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
The play comes out eventually.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. My girlfriend does that at night. It's like the play blast comes out. Like I'm like, what the hell? Like fine, the play blast crackhead like comes out. And I'm like, because you're double introverted and then double extroverted, right? So yeah, it's not balanced.
Exactly. So it's like that shift, that big shift. Even with my family, I start like knocking, like, you know, like what they call it, beating on their heads at
banging people's heads.
Like banging people's heads. Like I start going around asking questions, annoying them, you know, like that.
Well, you know, I do notice for your type, actually, your type is very extroverted as long as you know that person well. Like if they're inside the box, you guys are freaking extroverted as hell. But if they're outside the box, you're like zip, you know. So
definitely, man, 100%. You are. That's what I'm going through. Definitely.
Yeah, because I thought my girlfriend was extroverted when I first met her, but like, you know, but it's because I was in the box, right? That's why she's like blah, 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 you know. But yeah,
most people when they first meet me, I fool them. They will think I'm extroverted, you know, because I give that initial energy. But then if they stick around with me, you know, they follow me with the camera, they will know that.
Yeah, I guess depends how comfortable you are with a person. So if you're comfortable with them fast, then you're like blah 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 blah. But like when you're not, you're like zip. You're like yeah.
And the natural blasters or the natural extroverted people, they are in that state even in whatever circumstance. So I noticed some friends, when it's a big gathering or big group of people, they speak up, they talk like that. But me, only when it's like my small group of friends or my small group of relatives, I talk. But then we go to a conference or to some big gathering or something meeting, I shut up. But the real blasters, they would still be blasting, you know.
Right.
Or the real players.
I think for me personally, I do have sleep also. It's 4th, right? So the only people that sees it are the people that's inside my box. Like I don't show people my double masculine SF sleep unless you know me. It's super aggressive. It's SF, right? Oh my God, I'm the most verbally abusive person. If you know me in real life, like if you ever come play like video games with me, I'm and I know you really well. If I just meet you, I'm probably nice. But if you know me, I'm the most verbally abusive person. I'll call you the most mean things, you know, like I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Are you kidding me? Move here. Are you stupid? You know, like I'm so abusive. Like I'm like my girlfriend can, like, when she'll walk by me playing with my friends, she's like, oh my God, he's like swearing nonstop, just like talking shit to all his friends, you know. So yeah. Oh my God. But only in the box. Outside the box, I'm double feminine, right? Double feminine play. So it's like, you know.
Yeah. I noticed your play is like that. So it's like when you are with your friends who are in that box.
Yeah, only with my friends. But like when I'm not with my friends, I'm like in public, I'm not aggressive at all, you know, unless you know me.
It's FI, so that's why probably it's like the feelings that's like either bad or good.
Well, it's the same as you. So we both have masculine FI, right? So we see ourselves as the threat, not the tribe, right? Because I feel like the tribe can't handle it, so I just have to bring it in. But if I know you can handle it, I'm gonna abuse you with that FI, you know. So yeah.
And being double deciders too. And actually, I do notice that I view the tribe as Furbies, just like what they said.
Yeah, they're weak. The tribe is weak.
And like they've said in some of his videos, it ends up like causing problems because like you don't see any issue with this person or something, but then after some time it will. The masculines like Shan, she like she's angry at people at the beginning, like at the first. Then she like realizes the nice things, but for me, like I view people as like nice in the beginning, but then I end up getting stabbed or something like that.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even for me personally, like the double masculines, I don't find them scary. Like I actually like they don't I'm not like they don't intimidate me at all. Like I know double masculines are supposed to be intimidating. I'm like, I'm not intimidated by the double masculines. Like I actually like talking to them. Like the more aggressive they are, the more funny I think it is, you know. Like
Yeah. Actually, I have that same feeling. I think I love the double masculines, man.
yeah,
Sometimes,
I like them a lot actually. But I don't like when they're getting really aggressive at you, I'm like, okay.
yeah, I think my dad's double masculine. I don't know, but sometimes he can be like really aggressive or something. Like I mean, like scary. But
Yeah, especially now that you know OPS, you know they're feminine inside. So you know they're not as strong as they put up to be, you know. It's like fake, you know.
yeah,
You know, it's like the double feminine, those are the ones that's like you have to be careful of, you know. Like they'll mess you up.
yeah, man. And like they said, like the double feminines are like not afraid of something. Like they were talking about fights.
Oh, the
They're not
sensory,
afraid
yeah.
because they know they can wiggle
The
out of
Anderson
it.
Silva. You watched the Anderson Silva video, I see.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right, Tarek, need to wrap up the interview here. I gotta go take a class actually. So
Yeah, man.
thanks for coming
It
out
was
and
very nice.
sharing more about your life as a jumper INTJ and you know, MF. You're the MF version, which is not very common yet for your specific type, the sleep consume. You know, obviously I've interviewed your version, but like the consume last. So it's good to have your version, the you know, the blast
Yeah.
last. So
And
yep.
it was really nice to have this interview with you, man. Like, thank you for letting me talk to you because you're a very like insightful person in these things, and you have interviewed a lot of people. So it was a nice opportunity to talk with you.
Yeah, for sure. You're welcome, dude. Anytime.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care, man. Enjoy the rest of
Yalla,
your
take care.
evening.
See you, man.
Bye.
You too.